So on this episode, you're gonna see beginnings of Tastemasters when it came visual. So I've been doing Tastemasters personally since 2019. So for over 6 years, I've been recording, meeting people, adjusting, creating relationships, learning about craft beer. And now what happened is trying to get out of craft beer, not to leave it as a whole, but to broaden my horizons. I was working at Strap Tank at the time, and that's where I cut my teeth, as we all know. It's a really cool story, it was a great time. And I had the opportunity to become the head brewer of Kiitos Brewing. And I had to take that on. That was just a no-brainer. To me, it was a challenge. It was one of the hardest breweries to work out. It already had a name for itself, and it was production. And coming from Strap Tank, which is a bar restaurant only, all you did was pub brewing. You brewed, it went to the tanks went straight into the consumer's glass. That's it. Never canned beer, rarely bottled beer. And so for Kiitos, there's a few things. One, becoming the head brewer, making big changes, making the call was pretty staggering. And then traditionally brewers brew in a kettle, big pot, and they use gravity to make the sugar water. At Kiitos, you throw that out the window and you put it horizontal and you start squeezing it like a coffee. It becomes a mash press, and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and then you extract the sugar water from there. Maybe less than a handful of people in the state of Utah that can brew on that system. And I became one of them. And it was really difficult, but it was also pretty rewarding to learn that system. And then on top of that, a production line. I don't know how to can beer. What the hell? How do you can? So I had to learn that. And I realized that you can do everything on the cold side and the hot side, which is cooking and maturing it. And if you got the process wrong on the canning side, your product was shit, period. And I learned the hard way. I learned in real time. If I sent out shitty beer, I found out and I was devastated. But it was a learning curve. And Kiitos, this episode, what you're gonna see is the beginning of that whole chapter. I left Strap Tank in the summer of 2023, took over for Kiitos. This is recorded in the fall of 2023, and you're gonna see a young, hungry head brewer trying to cut his teeth in another upscale part of his career. New environment for sure. But why this is so important, this little recording that we want to release is because this is the first time CJ, Seej, caught us on camera. And there's something magical about what Seej was doing. He captured everything I did. He fell in love with the process. And because of that, I hook, line, and sinkered Seej without knowing it. And the next time I reached out to Seej saying, hey, would you help me be part of this project? And ever since then, we've been inseparable. So this is a big turning point of Tastemasters because it was the first time you see the missing piece of Tastemasters, Seej, and me combined. The inception. Let's go. the top hasn't toppled yet.
I'll hand them out, shit.
It's called Apfelweizen, so we haven't told anyone this, but it's actually half beer, half cider. So then they're gonna think they're fancy, classy champagne, and then I'll throw them a curveball and be like, hey, beer can be good just like champagne.
Yes. So excited. Thank you everyone for showing up. We have some people still coming, but I'm not gonna make you wait. So let's get to it. Anything to say, David?
No, welcome guys, welcome to Kiitos. This is the environment. I try to make it a family aspect, so welcome to family. So all I say is watch your step, all right? Just watch your step. On this tour, I'll show you guys what's happening right now. You got a production facility, right? So this is one of 17 machines in the entire world. This is called the HEBS or HEB system, high efficiency brew system. This is meant for production. I'm meant to save. Kiitos is really environmental friendly, so we save about 20% water and grain by using this machine. So I used to brew at another facility, typical. It's called Strap Tank over in Utah County, and this, brewing's a certain technique. Throw it out the window because this one I had to learn completely different, and I'm one of 3 people in the state that knows how to run this machine right now. When I take you up on it, it's gonna look kind of weird. It's all kind of sideways, and there's mash press filters, what they are. So if you look at it, basically what I'm doing is I'm extracting grain by French pressing the grain in between the sheets. So when you guys walk through it, it looks like a big ass accordion, with bladders inside of it you can't see. And then when I'm done with it here, it goes into one of these vessels called a fermenter, or a fermentation vessel. This is where I mix everything, you'll see it, and then where I spin the beer. But there's a lot of places use this for wine pressing too, so if you guys are used to apple pressing or wine pressing, it's the same technique, just horizontal. But this is where the magic happens. I can do the best job I want on that hot side, but the life of the beer can be totally destroyed if we don't do this properly. So if I don't purge enough, I put too much oxygen in here, what can happen is the entire pallet of beer or anything I can that day would be ruined. So I think, to be honest, this is the most important part of the beer's life, right here. I get a lot of people saying, oh, I don't like beer, or I don't like beer flavored beer. It's just, well, this is not a beer flavored beer. This is actually half cider and half beer. So this is what we can do here at Kiitos. What we did is we made it with 51% malts, and then we've got fresh pressed apple juice from Montana, 108 gallons of Honeycrisp apples, and that's what's in your glass right now. So I don't know if you guys knew if it was beer or not, but you're drinking beer, technically. This is my favorite beer right now as an experience, because when you smell it, it smells like apples. It smells like champagne. It smells really bright and effervescent. But when you drink it, go ahead and drink it, and then remember what you're finishing it with. You get apples, straight apples, and then all of a sudden you got a beer finish. Beer and wine are my hobbies, and I love the fact that I can pair and make an experience in just a beverage. It's not just Diet Coke, it's not just water, it's not just Sprite. It's something that's got levels, and it's got depth inside of it. So that's really cool right here. This is called Pilsner malt. So what I want you guys to do is literally grab a pinch, and I want you guys to throw it in your mouth. It's that simple. A little pinch, 3 or 4 grains will do it. Throw it in your mouth, and you're gonna get a flavor from this malt. Like this bread was made a certain way.
Tastes like Wheaties.
It tastes like Wheaties, right. Certain flavor comes from certain grain. So if you guys try it, it's like, a little bready. Cereal's a great one too. So I'm gonna pass out a second one, and I'll show you the depths of it, right? So this one's a different malt. This one's actually called a honey malt. So I'm gonna throw it out there, but why do you think they call it a honey malt, right? So when you guys try this one, what happens is every malt we have here at Kiitos is kilned, but this one's gonna be a little more kilned specifically because we wanna target certain flavors and sugars. We wanna caramelize some sugars inside of the malt because we want that to come through in the beer. And so this one actually has a honey characteristic. So if you guys take some of that and pinch it and eat it, you're gonna get kind of more of a raisiny, almost honey-like character from this malt. Now this next malt, I'm gonna say take with caution because it may look and it may sound like it's pretty, but it may destroy your palate. So this one's called chocolate malt, which sounds sexy and awesome, right? So if I were you, I'd only take about 1 or 2. But this, you would think has chocolate in it. You think would have these bright, milk chocolate, Nestle, Nesquik. But go ahead and taste it. See what happens. Different experience. So the funny thing about chocolate malt is I actually don't get chocolate flavor from chocolate malt. I get more coffee flavor from chocolate malt, right? So, and then when you guys do blacker malts, so I have behind you got roasted barley right here. I actually get more chocolate from that malt than an actual chocolate malt. The reason why they're calling it chocolate malt is purely for color. So we call it a standard reference method called SRM. So the lighter it is a 1 or 2, it looks like this. This is probably a 4. But then a stout, dark Guinnessy stout, you're looking at like a 43. So that's the scale, 1 to 100, right? Okay, the last thing I'm gonna show you. So that's one ingredient is malt, and I'm gonna show you an ingredient called hops. Okay, whatever you do, do not put this in your mouth unless you want to have a bad time. Yeah, sound good? Last time I forgot to warn. I was giving my friend a tour. And she put a whole handful of these in here, and she did not have a good time. So what these are, they're called hops. Hop pellets, T90 pellets. So hops are literal herbs. They're family of the cannabis family. They're weeds. They grow in cone shape. What you guys will do is each of you are gonna have to grab 3 pellets. You're gonna put it in your hand, hold it. It's called the smell test. This is how I know what hops I wanna put in a beer. So you're gonna have pellets like here. These are concentrated hops, so about a pound's worth. I get about 5 pounds to make up 1 pound's worth of hops right now, okay? So I'm sitting here, and you're gonna grind it as best you can. Grind it until you can get it into a powder. And what happens is you're gonna get it look like it's broken up now, right? So now we were exposing those leaves and the oils. All you gotta do is cone it and gently smell. And then figure out what you get from that. You're gonna get a little bit of that orange. You're gonna get heavy lemon, and you're gonna get a little bit of grapefruit on there. But citra hops are very common in IPAs or pale ales. And then feel free to throw it when you're done. Just toss it on the ground. It's that simple. I clean it later. So hops are there for a few reasons. Hops give us bitterness in a beer. Hops will give us more flavor. They'll give, again, I can get lemon. I can get a hella, sometimes a lot of them from the New Zealand right now and give us tropical fruits. And then also hops are preservative. So I could put hops in a beer and actually help me maintain the shelf life of a beer, right? So now let's go through the fun part. I'm assuming you guys want to do, right? So I'm gonna work you through. You guys had one beer already, so if you guys tell me you don't like beer, you already lied because I see most of the glasses already empty, okay? So I'm gonna work you guys through kind of a different spectrum of it, okay? So y'all have glasses, I'm gonna hand out beer. Probably my favorite, most famous Kiitos beer. And this one won gold medal at the Super Bowl competition of beers called GABF. The coolest thing about this beer, if you have coffee in a beer, it should be dark, but it's not. So it's a light beer. This is the cool nuance of it. So go ahead and put it to your nose, and what do you guys smell? This is the breakfast beer. So you guys came to brunch. This is the breakfast beer right here. When you guys do a pairing, this is the best part about the whole beer experience, is go ahead and grab a bite of whatever you're gonna do, throw it in your mouth, and while that's still in your mouth, go ahead and chase it with a sip of the beer. Let that beer sit and push that flavor forward. This will always be at Kiitos. This is like one of our favorites to make. When we make this, it smells like a coffee roastery in here. It's awesome.
Are there any coffee effects?
Yeah, well, it takes a lot. You'll get plastered before you get more caffeine from that. Yeah. You black out before you get a caffeine buzz. You can experiment if you want. I'm down. So these guys are what are making the beer, the yeast. This is one ingredient I can't have you taste because they're very delicate. They can't be exposed to sunlight, and they like to be hidden. That's why you can't see anything in here. They're inside. Once it consumes sugar, it'll give CO2 and it'll give alcohol. That's their byproduct. That's why we have stuff blowing off of these hoses into a bucket. It's because I don't want that CO2 anywhere else, but I want it away from the beer. I want it as far away from the beer as possible. Because CO2 does have carbonic acid, and I don't want acidic beer. Acidic beer, it's gross. No one likes that. This is one of our famous beers we have. It's a session IPA. It's called Ramondo. We were named it after Nicholas Ramondo. He's probably Utah's best and favorite goalie. Also Mexican, so yeah. Peruvian. Whoops. Latin. My bad. Shit. Hey, he looks Mexican to me. my people. So the hops you smell, that hop is in this beer. So see if you guys can pick out this hop. In Germany, they say no foam, no beer. No foam, no beer. So that citra hop literally has orange flavor profiles come through. We're going through brunch. I gave you coffee. Now this is our orange juice. That's why whenever someone comes into Kiitos says, I don't drink beer. There's not a beer for me. We're like, nah, we got you. We have you covered, I promise. Which one's better, the coffee or the IPA right now?
I like the coffee.
The coffee's better? IPA?
I'm an IPA guy.
You got half and half, basically? All right.
What is this rip thingy on the can?
That's I only seen this once or twice in Utah. This is recyclable. This is not. So what this is supposed to do is we're supposed to rip it as a zipper if it worked. So it's easy to rip. Now this is recyclable. This is not. This is.
Oh, so y'all make it easier for people to recycle it. That's smart.
We're eco-friendly. We're like the Prius of breweries in Utah. All right, so this is our #1 selling beer at Kiitos. This is our blackberry sour. We're talking about tartness. So here's a beer that is sour, but it's fruit forward as well. This is the prettiest beer I think we make. So this one's gonna have a lactic acid bite. When you take it, it's going to literally open your palate up, and those flavors are gonna go through. It's gonna be another experience, kind of like the apple beer I gave you guys.
We got different chocolate nuts over here as well if y'all want to dabble.
Yeah, so this one, when I say the word bright in a beer, this one's bright. This one like literally ignites your palate and ignites your mouth. Boom. And sometimes it's too much for people. Some people really like this. Just like the IPAs, those hops really are bitter and right in your face, and then sometimes it's too much for people. And sometimes when you're 90 years old and have no palate, Love it. You finally can taste again.
It's a good switch up. It's
Yeah.
different.
Totally different beer.
Yeah.
And if you want to take the intensity up, there's some apples and oranges. If you guys want to try the oranges and the apples, you'll see how that flavor will come out. This one's actually an invention of mine at Kiitos. This one's unlabeled, so this one's kind of secret and sexy.
Secret and sexy.
But it depends if you're gonna like, this one's the dessert beer, if you will.
Dessert beer.
But the thing about it is this one's a beer flavored beer, so it's still gonna taste like beer, but I'm hiding it.
And it's cold.
It's cold.
What's yours?
So what I would do before you drink this beer, what I would do is grab some of that badass bread. The bread's gonna neutralize that tartness that we have. Because I don't want you guys to go from hella tart to this flavor
get
yet.
some of this puppy.
So get some bread, neutralize that, or switch it with the coffee beer, whatever you want. So this beer is available only at Kiitos. We haven't released it in cans yet, but it's on draft. This is our chocolate raspberry stout. So this one we came out a couple of months ago. This one's a hot seller. This one's really fun. So then I recommend this one. Recommend with the Twizzler and or that chocolate because that will pop. And those bright tanks, I'll let it stir up a little bit and then I can it or I'll keg it, and that's where I'm capturing those flavors. If I do the raspberry or any fruit flavoring before the beer's done, I can actually dissolve or take away from those flavors, but keep the bitterness or the tartness. So that means if I did the raspberries in the hot side, I'd get that raspberry tartness, but not the flavor of the raspberry. You know, that's my goal when I make a beer maker. I see an end product and then I have to work backwards to try to figure out how to make that. And that's kind of my,
That's good.
what do you call it? Kink, I
For
guess?
your picky ass. Your
Is
picky
that the
ass
word?
like it.
You want to blend that blackberry in there a little bit. Put that blackberry sour inside that raspberry. The depth of that stout will actually help calm down that lactic acid in that blackberry. So you can, if you want to do a little blackberry stout.
I know when you taste wine, you're supposed to smell it first.
Yeah.
What's the best way to taste beer?
Absolutely, same way as a wine. You take sips at it, right?
Breathe air on it. Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that in the beer world because it's just not the same. But it's kind of almost like wine, but without that aeration inside of it. Because the biggest enemy of beer is oxygen. So in tasting, what you want to do is I like to when you smell beer, I don't know if you smell like a wine, but you're actually supposed to open your mouth while you smell. So what happens is you create that
A flow.
circulation through your nasal cavities. That's how you're supposed to smell it. But then you always want to, you see beer makers or people drinking beer swirling it. I told you that foam, the aromatic, you're releasing aromatics. In wine, you're actually adding oxygen in there, right? You're adding that. Then when I smell, and then I'll drink it, then I'll go back for a smell, and then I'll drink it while they're still in my mouth and smell. Because now it's in your palate, and you're gonna see. What we're looking for is off flavors. We're looking for anything that is off-putting, like gross. Anything that's oniony, anything that's
that like became
unpleasant,
way more
basically.
chocolatey doing that. I'm not a fan of chocolate, but that was actually good. It is throwing
So
me.
while
That's
it's on your
crazy.
palate, the stout.
Yeah.
You guys said earlier that it's kind of espresso-y. So in this stout, you get almost an espresso. So also the thing about it
so bad.
is not all beer should be served cold. So you'll see a lot of beer makers actually hold their beer and warm it up because it will change with temperature and with light. So I can put this out in the sunlight for 5 minutes and it will change completely. That's why you don't see beer in clear cans. Or if you do see them in like brown bottles or yellow bottles or green bottles, light's affecting it. UV light. You guys have Heineken or Corona. That skunkiness comes from UV light. So green bottles limit light. Brown bottles limit even more, but that clear bottles of Corona, it's just straight UV, so you get hella stinky. And some people like that skunkiness, so if you ever had Corona in a keg that's never seen light versus Corona in a bottle, completely different beers. So that's the spectrum. You guys went through a light beer, somewhat fruity, some beers, some IPAs, some bitterness, and you went to kind of darker, desserty beers. For me, it's beer drinking is an experience. It's who you're drinking it with, where you're drinking it, what environment, what food's in front of you, and community. That's why I'm so involved in the community here. It's just beautiful. Everyone's making an IPA. Everyone's making a different coffee beer. Right. How are you making it? What's your technique? You know, I'll try mine. Yeah. Let's just talk. Let's talk shop. Let's commute. It's beautiful. You guys mingle. I'm gonna grab some more beers. But when you guys are done, Andrew's been as a thank you guys for coming here. We're going to open up pinball on the front of the house. I call it clicking and clacking.
Clicking
So if you guys are near pinball, we're really good pinballers here. We have pinball tournaments every Tuesday. It's all about pinball here. We love it. And like this shirt's got pinball all over it. But if you guys haven't played pinball, I really recommend it because you'll start giggling like a schoolgirl. It's so fun.
Give him a hand. David was so gracious to do this. Everything we're doing is for a nonprofit, actually. It's for the Mecca Project. I sit on the board of it, so like one of my things is like, hey, if I'm gonna sit on the board of something, I actually want to do a lot of cool things about it, but not just give money, right? I want to like do fun shit to build money and then give that away, right? So he was gracious enough to do this tour, and all the funds go to that as well. So thank you all for showing up. Thank you for the VIPs from the previous events as well to show up as well. But yeah. Now you know Kiitos Brewery. Thank you all, but please mingle, talk, get to know each other, and yeah, we'll just drink until we get kicked out. Thank you all for supporting, thank you for coming out, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, guys.
How we doing over here?
Good.
What was your favorite? IPA? What was yours?
I like them all.
Yeah, it all goes down. What was your favorite?
The raspberry sour.
Really? You a sour guy? Amber, which one, what do you like? Really? That's so interesting. Okay, no, that's good to know. That's good to know. What about you all down here? What did y'all like the most?
I think the combo of the stout and the blackberry sour.
Also, you got brave and mixed them.
It's either that or the IPA.
I haven't, no, but he said it was actually good. I want to rub that off, but I'm not sure if that's.
Go for it. What I got on there?
Oh man, that's your fault. You came here with him, right? Yeah, you had like, it was like charcoal or something, right? It was like a dark spot.
Apparently I have bad friends.
Well, he saw it. That's why I was like, you know what? I gotta wipe this. I'm the type, tell me if I fly down, if I got tissue on my foot, just tell me, because I'm gonna tell you. Did you open the door for her to come in?
No, he didn't hold the
Might
door.
have been
Oh, that's why she didn't tell you. You know what?
And I was coming through.
Let me do this. I'm gonna reach out. let me leave you out. I'm gonna reach out. Let me walk away before I cause more trouble.
Gosh, got a guy on a horse pulling some guy on skis and I collect these rings and do this stuff.
I like shit like that.
So it was awesome.
Oh, yeah. See, I need to do that.
Do we have the biggest pinball selection, Andrew? Or?
Yes, and we're the #1 rated pinball location.
Yeah, so we're number one rated pinball, but we just released the Jaws. This one's my favorite at the moment. We're the #1 rated spot for pinball in Utah, and we have the biggest pinball location.
Okay.
So
They host tournaments.
Every Tuesday night they have tournaments.
These don't stay here though. They switch
rotate.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the gay beer. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and set a quick record and get up out of here. No.
So Stern is the pinball machine company. They're the ones that we do, like, they'll have you scan a code, so when you have a code, let me log in. So you have like your own profile, so it keeps track of the scores on any machine you ever play across the country. So then what I'll do is I have now my QR code. I literally press right here. Boom, it has my, and now we click and clack. This is the new roundabout, Slackwater, which that episode will come out, watch that one. But this is the Granary District. You haven't been to this Slackwater yet, huh? Let's just gander real quick. That's gross. I hate that, you know? Like, find a space to do it. So the cool thing about Slackwater is they have a real good sense of outdoor seating as well. I think it's a part of every single one of their locations, but in the summertime, I really love to come out here because they'll roll up the garage door. You still hear the tunes, still get good lighting, and then you get to see outside. Well, minus the inversion and shitty construction, but having pizza and great beer, thank God for Slackwater. Last time we were here, we were doing the beer mashup. This is Woodbine. So this is where like mom and pop shops have their own little nook. So these are all locally owned, individually. Dom's Burgers, one of my favorites. That's not Dom. That's Dom. Nice. This deadpan right here. Great sandwiches. The guy has the most stone cold face ever. Every time. But he's a nice guy.
Like the soup Nazi?
Like the soup Nazi. Check this out. Woo! Open year round. Looks a lot different without beer vendors here, huh? Yeah. But check out the art back here. It's a cool idea. Come out, enjoy. There's no Wendy's, there's no McDonald's. It's all local. It's all owned locally or by local owners. Woodbine's got a great idea. I hope it continues to kick ass. Its own little garden. I think more places need gardens. What they should do is have herbs for the restaurants. And there's the Granary Live. It's a good view. So you want a little secret cheat code? If you want awesome food, but you want to listen to good tunes, just come here. You don't gotta go inside. It's the best. This is truly what it means to be local. Every single window is different. They're all local. They're all from here, trying to make a name for themselves, and they started here in this place. I just hope it continues to like take off. I like this place. Even in the winter, this awesome artist comes in and puts this statue here on this old railroad track, abandoned railroad track. This is the Huda. I remember at my time at Kiitos, we made a beer in honor of this, and this is what it looks like, dude. There was a golden ale, a honey ale. This reminds me of Burning Man because you have little knickknacks that for some reason you can't explain, but these knickknacks have been put here for a reason. Why is this here? But it kind of gives it kind of a beauty to it, right? The same artist built this last year at Burning Man when I was there, something like this. It was probably, I'd say 2 times as big, and you could climb up into the top. Really? So technically this is hollow. I bet you could climb up to the top, but I wouldn't trust people. Kind of like the Granary's unspoken mascot, right? There's a Triceratops, boom. Let's go check it out. So I think it was last year or 2 years ago, the same dude came and made this. Cosmo. They named him Cosmo, huh? Like the toes are actual horseshoes. Like that's clever as fuck. And it's like spiky surface is saw blades. Like, there's some thought put into this stuff. But just down the street, where you see the food truck, that's Fisher. Fisher is one of the coolest neighborhood breweries in Utah, I think. Should we check out the front? Let's do it. The Fisher Mansion crew back in the day, making the Fisher beer. That's fucking rad. It's a place to hang out, dude. This is like the neighborhood bar. You can bring your pets in, go through here. They opened their space to here, so now there's a second bar within, and then they got a bar up top. This is their event space, so now they rent this out, and you can have your weddings here, you can have your bar mitzvahs, your breeze can come and do your thing. That's local guy made that. Like the old school Fisher brand, Fisher name, Fisher logo. Just like classic nostalgia. I love these guys. Edge of Granary right here. You have the Woodbine that we were at earlier. You have Fear Factory in the corner that's bumping in the fall time. Right here, nationally recognized. Then you have the Granary Live right here. This is like the new hot spot. This is the new venue to come see all the things. They put some money into it. They got some AstroTurf in there. When concerts are going, this place is crowded. It is asses to elbows. This place is bumping. This is loud as hell, live, and it's awesome. It's a fun time.